In pro wrestling, you hear a lot of stories that seem too wild to be true. Tales of defying the odds are the bedrock of the business. But every once in a while, a story comes along that's so unbelievable. It forces you to question what's even possible. There's a rumor that the daughter of a legendary action hero and a world-famous supermodel suffered an injury so bad it nearly ended her career before it even began. It's a shocking tale that swirled around the internet for years. So how is it possible that the wrestling world is now buzzing about her making a potential WWE debut? This is the incredible story of Arissa LeBrock's journey from a devastating setback to the cusp of the big leagues. A journey that separates wild rumors from an even wilder reality. To really get the weight of Arissa LeBrock's journey, you have to understand the world she was born into. She's the daughter of two absolute titans, Steven Seagal, the stoic Aikido master and action movie icon, and Kelly LeBrock, the supermodel and actress who defined an era with films like Weird Science. Arissa grew up in a unique blend of Hollywood glamour and hardcore martial arts. Her dad's legacy is all about untouchable fighting skill, while her mom's is about pure star power. With that kind of lineage, you'd think her path was already written. And for a while, she followed it, building a successful career as a plus-size model and even starring in the reality show Growing Up Supermodel back in 2017. But even then, she was determined to forge her own path. She famously recalled how people would always say, "Oh, you're Kelly LeBrock's daughter, you're Steven Seagal's daughter." Her response was always firm, "No, I'm me." But while she was making her own name in fashion, that fighting spirit from her father's side was always there. She started training seriously in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It wasn't just a hobby. She was a natural, even winning medals in competitions. This unique mix of her mother's charisma and her father's combat sport expertise made her a fascinating prospect. And pretty soon, the biggest sports entertainment company in the world came calling. In December 2019, the news dropped. Arissa LeBrock was invited to a multi-day tryout at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. This is the call every single aspiring wrestler dreams of getting. The Performance Center is a state-of-the-art factory for making superstars, but it's also a meat grinder designed to push athletes to their absolute limits. For Arissa, the pressure was off the charts. She wasn't just another athlete. She was the daughter of a legend. And in the wrestling world, that puts a giant target on your back. She was ready to prove she was more than a name and embrace the grind. And then it all fell apart. While the exact details had been kept private, the result was a major setback. Shortly after her tryout, Arissa suffered a serious injury, one that completely derailed her wrestling ambitions. Imagine that for a second. You make the life-altering choice to chase an impossible dream. Push yourself through the hardest physical test of your life, and then your own body gives out. The dream gets snatched away, not because you lack talent or heart, but because of a physical blow. This wasn't a minor sprain. It was a significant, career-altering injury. While rumors swirled online, the reality for Arissa was a private, painful struggle. She later admitted the injury, and its aftermath sent her into one of the darkest, worst places of her life. The physical recovery was tough, but the mental battle was even tougher, filled with doubt and the haunting question, what if? The dream seemed to be over before it even started. A dream put on hold can either break you or forge you into something stronger. For Arissa LeBrock, her time away from the ring became a full-on rebirth. Just when it looked like her wrestling story had ended in tragedy, her phone rang. On the other end of the line was a man who knows a thing or two about legacy and reinvention. Dustin Rhodes. Dustin, son of the legendary American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and known to millions as the iconic Goldust, is now a revered coach in AEW. He saw Arissa's untapped potential and offered her a lifeline, an invitation to train with him at the Rhodes Wrestling Academy in Texas. It was the second chance she desperately needed. Arissa packed her bags and threw herself into the craft. The Rhodes Wrestling Academy was a world away from the polished WWE Performance Center. Here she wasn't a celebrity's daughter. She was a student, learning the fundamentals from the ground up. This is where wrestlers truly pay their dues, a concept fans deeply respect. She spent months rebuilding her body, translating her BJJ skills into the unique language of pro wrestling, and finding her confidence again. Dustin Rhodes praised her relentless work ethic, telling Sports Guys Talk Wrestling, "She's come off of modeling. We're working with a personal trainer, and she's trying to get everything all her ducks in a row." He saw her determination firsthand and made a bold prediction. Pretty soon the whole world's going to be talking about Arissa LeBrock. Before we get into what a WWE debut for Arissa LeBrock could actually look like, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You don't want to miss our next wrestling deep dive. And let us know in the comments below, if Arissa LeBrock finally steps into a WWE ring, who is the one superstar you want to see her face first? After months of blood, sweat, and starting over, the moment of truth arrived. In March 2023, Arissa LeBrock competed at the Rhodes Wrestling Academy's Student Showcase, her official public in-ring debut. It wasn't in some massive arena under TV lights. It was in an intimate setting, in front of a small, passionate crowd who knew the sacrifice it took to get to that one moment. When she stepped through those ropes, she wasn't a failed prospect or just a celebrity's daughter. She was a survivor. She had beaten the injury, the self-doubt, and the darkness. Competing in a 2-on-1 handicap match, she was victorious, showing off a powerful, brawling style that immediately got people talking. That night, she proved that the devastating setback that felt like a tragic ending was actually just the detour that forged her character. She had finally become a professional wrestler on her own terms. Since then, she's continued to hone her craft on the independent circuit, the world of long car rides and high school gyms where wrestlers earn their stripes one match at a time. She's building her career the right way. So, while Arissa has taken the first crucial steps on her journey, the WWE Universe is still waiting. That leaves us with the ultimate what-if that has the whole community buzzing. How would she debut? Is this a legit new superstar, or is it all Hollywood hype? Let's forget the rumors and fantasy book what could be one of the most shocking arrivals in modern WWE. Picture it. Monday Night Raw. The arena is electric. The dominant women's world champion Rhea Ripley stands in the ring after crushing another opponent. Her music fades, but before she can speak, the arena goes dark. A new, unfamiliar theme hits something minimalist, dangerous. And out from the back walks Arissa LeBrock. No smiling, no playing to the crowd. Just the quiet confidence of a trained fighter. In the ring, Rhea Ripley, the Nightmare, smirks. She sees a rookie, a model who doesn't belong. The bell rings, Rhea charges, expecting to end it in seconds. But Arissa doesn't brace for impact. She uses Rhea's momentum against her, sidestepping and sending the champ hard into the turnbuckle. The fight becomes a clash of styles we've never seen in the women's division. Rhea's raw power against Arissa's disciplined martial arts-based offense. The finish has to make a statement. As Rhea hoists Arissa up for the riptide, Arissa could use her Aikido and BJJ background to counter, shifting her weight and locking in a submission that looks both legit and inescapable. Or even more shocking, she could hit a pressure point takedown straight out of her father's movies, a move so foreign to WWE, it forces an immediate tap-out, leaving everyone stunned. Arissa stands over the fallen champion, doesn't even touch the title, and just walks away. You can just hear the commentators yelling that she brought a whole new level of realism to the division. For now, that's just a fantasy. But the journey that makes it so believable is very, very real. Arissa LeBrock has already defied the odds. She was born into Hollywood royalty, but chose the painful grind of the squared circle. She faced down a career-altering injury that would have made most people quit and simply refused to give up. Guided by a wrestling legend, she rebuilt herself from scratch, trading a life of comfort for the sweat and sacrifice of the mat. Her story proves that legacy isn't just what you inherit, it's what you build with your own two hands. She has turned herself from Steven Seagal's daughter into Arissa LeBrock, the professional wrestler. The question is no longer if she belongs, but where she'll make her mark. Will her path lead back to WWE to finish the story that began at that fateful tryout? Or will she join her mentor Dustin Rhodes in AEW? Her story isn't over. In a lot of ways, it's just getting started.